Hello, everybody, and welcome back. We are continuing on the Eat Worms lecture series, and we're going to dive in to angles. So, as I mentioned last time, rafts move slowly. You need to plan, you need to think ahead, and you need to use angles in order to actually get where you want to go. Well, how do you talk about angles? So, we imagine a clock superimposed over the surface of the river, where the 6 o'clock hand is pointing directly ahead of you downstream and the 12 o'clock hand is directly behind you, pointing upstream. Now, you might take yourself a 5 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock angle, or you might be directly teed up to whatever is in front of you. Like if you were hitting a hydraulic or something of that nature, you might want to be perfectly teed up, no angle at all. All of those angles are called open or relaxed ferry angles. Okay, so anything on this side of the clock, we call those open angles, relaxed angles. That you don't have anywhere to go in a particular hurry. You have lots of time to get there. So you might take a very relaxed, a very open ferry angle. Now, as we close that ferry angle, we're going to start pointing back upstream. Okay, so somewhere from a 2 o'clock to a 1 o'clock is going to be a more closed, a more aggressive ferry angle. You close it all the way up to 12 o'clock, and people are going to start wondering what you're doing there. You might be buying time, you might be slowing down. No real reason to be doing that. You won't be going anywhere. As long as you're doing this, you're moving river left. As long as you're doing this, you're moving river right. 11 being a very aggressive ferry angle, 10 being still a closed ferry angle, but less aggressive. So now when we are here making this move, shooting into either one of these slots, it doesn't look like it's a very aggressive move, so we probably don't need an aggressive ferry angle. We might take ourselves an 8 o'clock angle right here as we move around the other side of the rock. Now, once we find ourselves on this side of the rock, we're going to have a pretty aggressive move. Now we reset the EATS acronym. We're entering on the right, and we need to end up on the left in order for this to work. So we're going to need some aggressive angling. At this point, we might want an aggressive ferry angle pointing all the way back upstream to 1 o'clock ferry angle, maybe even a little tighter, maybe even somewhere in between the 12 and the 1 hand. And with that ferry angle, it's going to make it easier to stay up and above all of this stuff. Now, you might hear your guide trainer telling you right about this point to go ahead and open that ferry angle up, open it up. They're saying to relax your ferry angle closer towards the 2 and the 3 until you are done with your side to side lateral movement on the creek and you're ready to go ahead and tee it back up and continue downstream. So that is the big picture of angles and ferrying, and I hope it has been informative.